How's it going, everybody? Ghost Caliber here, and today we're going to be talking about a theory I had cooking up for a long while about one of my favorite game series of all time, Plants vs. Zombies. Now, the thing about Plants vs. Zombies is a theory about Plants vs. Zombies could really be a theory about anything in the world. They don't give you a lot to work with in terms of the story, so it really just leaves it up to us to piece things together. So you're probably wondering by now, Ghost, my intangible brother, what is this theory of yours? Well, we already know. Plants vs. Zombies won. This game right here, the tower defense one. And Garden Warfare, the shooty one, you feel me? We know that these two both hold the Plants vs. Zombies moniker. But what if I told you that these two don't exist in the same universe? Now I got to explain it, right? So now, peep. And what if I also told you that these two universes aren't just separate, but they're also connected through a wormhole that is PvZ Heroes, the card game, and the comics are both in this wormhole? Yeah, no, it's pretty insane, right, peep? All right, so sit back, relax. I'm about to break this down for y'all, right? So, this is the wormhole theory. So, for this one, I'm gonna be pretty much outlining one crucial piece of info, and that piece of information is what I like to call Exhibit Sunflower. So, as we know, in Plants vs. Zombies, sunflowers are a very crucial part of the game. And one of their main staples is that they, of course, create sun. And this hasn't majorly changed. But there is one thing we already know. So this is what a sunflower looks like from Plants vs. Zombies 1, right? Okay, now that you got that idea in mind, let me show you what a sunflower looks like in Garden Warfare. Okay, looks pretty similar, right? But now there's a couple of key things, right? One moves, the other doesn't, which is a little strange. But this sunflower also drops a secondary sunflower called a heel flower, but it drops sun characteristically with the sunflowers, right? It looks like this though. And you're probably wondering, well, it's probably gonna look different, right? It's a different type of plant, which I would agree. If from Plants vs. Zombies 1, the marigold also looked like this. So now we have ourselves the first piece of evidence. A plant that looks exactly the same as another doing something completely different. The marigold from Plants vs. Zombies 1 drops money, it drops cash. It doesn't drop sun. So my thing is, how am I going to show this, right? So marigolds are in the comics where every plant that has been seen has also been featured in the comics, right? So the comics also are with heroes in this wormhole effect, where plants from both games have been seen doing their respective thing in the comics and heroes. Example, this is a sunflower in Heroes. This is also a sunflower in Heroes. Notice how one is stationary and the other moves, suggesting that Solar Flare, which is the sunflower that has like the shirt and shit, is different than this other sunflower that just looks like a basic sunflower from the first game. It suggests that Solar Flare is from Garden Warfare, right? So that's my first piece of evidence. Now, here's a bigger piece of evidence. This is the real thing that kicked off this entire theory. Compared to what I've just shown you, this is just an appetizer, a little cherry on top, if you will. Now here is the full cake. This is what I like to call, is this really Dave's house? Alright. The last piece of evidence that I want to show. So, we already know Plants vs. Zombies 1 takes place at a house. You're defending your home from zombies, right? Pretty straightforward. And Plants vs. Zombies 2 features this house briefly on a map called Seeds of Time. So, first things first, I want to show you that for the Plants vs. Zombies house, regular house from the first universe, from Universe 1, we do not see that this house has anything in front of it. It's pretty much empty. You make the argument that there is a bush for the console version, but then again, that leads into something else. So, glad that we don't see anything here, right? Suggests that it goes from the house straight to the street. Here's the thing, though. Right here, this house has a bush and more fauna in front of it than the original house did. Which is strange. These are supposed to be the same exact houses, right? Okay. And so, another thing that I want to preface. If you played PvZ Heroes, then you know that this house is actually a map in the game. So we know that this game is in Heroes, which is probably how this house showed up in this universe, Universe 2, with Garden Warfare, and was just so dramatically different from the first one. And here's another dramatic difference, huge difference. It's not something minor as what's in the house. As you can see, this is the backyard of the house in Universe 2. Now, more avid people who've played Plants vs. Zombies and really took it in, you would know that the backyard has a huge pool in the back. This pool's not here in Universe 2, which is huge because this is where we get introduced to a lot of the aquatic plants, which, might I add, are completely absent in Garden Warfare 2. And if that's a huge thing, that an entire species of plant is not featured in the second universe. Maybe aquatic, like naval combat, hasn't happened yet, but we know in Universe 1 and in the Wormhole, which is Heroes in the comics, we see these species of plant. So this is damning evidence to prove that these two do not take place in the same universe. So I feel like now that I've presented my evidence, I would like to know what you guys think. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Please like, subscribe, share the video out. That's the best thing to do for the channel, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.